Hi, I'm Carcino.
Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it.
You go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them.
Woo! Here we go. Shouts out to everybody out there that represents the real, keeping it real, holding it down. Chris Breezy, Chris Brown, and Quavo beef heats up. And this is so effing stupid. This is the truth behind this beef, which is embarrassing. It is flat out embarrassing. Y'all are beefing over thoughts. That's what it's about. Thoughts. And this is all Quavo. Yeah, I'm talking. It's Quavo's fault. My God, man. I don't know what had happened in Atlanta, man. I really don't. These dudes out here, they just go in a certain way and they just don't look back. They get crazy with it. Absolutely. This is the longest, quietest beef in history. And now it's starting to get loud again. It's like, for what? I don't know. Paris Week was trying to kick stuff off. They was trying to set it off. That's why they put them side by side. They knew what they were doing. They've been taking jabs at each other on social media. Got everybody wondering how it started. We didn't know anything about it until let me see, about when they had the award show that time and they tried to jump him in the parking lot or act like they were trying to jump Chris Brown in the parking lot. Now, the Migos was cool. Well, at least Quavo and Chris Breezy was cool. They had did several tracks together. They did Whippin', they did Migos, Just for Tonight. I remember that. And they had good things to say about each other. So in 2017, it all went back to Karrueche Tran, right? Now, Karrueche, whatever, giving up the coochie to Quavo after they split up, after the on and off again romantic thing, and then she had to hit Chris Brown with a restraining order. Then she started dating, rumors that her and Quavo was dating. And they went to the Migos concert together, and all of this started to go. And Chris Breezy was not a fan of all the things that there was going on, allegedly. Now, here is what people don't understand, and they keep bringing to the forefront. Now, what they keep bringing to the forefront is clear and it's simple, but it's effective. Chris Brown and this woman were close, and he felt like Quavo snaked him. right? And Quavo did some things, pillow talking and all of these things allegedly. And this is what Chris didn't like about the situation, because you was his homeboy, and the whole time you was betrayed, that you backstabbed him and went and tried to get the woman, knowing that these two had been dating for a long time and they had a history, and they were still talking about getting back together and all this stuff. And you complicated things, making things worse, pillow talking. And Chris believed that this was your idea to put the restraining order on him. You told Karrueche to go ahead and put the restraining order on him for cautionary purposes, making him look like a chump. And this is what all of this stuff started to begin and fume from. So the BET after party, everybody know that whole scene and what went down. Breezy was just minding his business, and the security said, I'm gonna get this footage out real quick so people can see Breezy didn't cause any altercation. So the Migos crew, they just came there to back up their brother Quavo. Now everybody departed from the scene without anybody being hurt, which is cool. Now, Breezy and Quavo can hoop, and they ball. And they got their little basketball leagues and all that stuff, and Breezy calls him out. He's ready to get it on. So a call out was on the table. Uh-oh. I'm getting rung. Ring my bell. Now, to all these women in the world, why these dudes act like these are the only women on the damn planet? There's so many of these damn scandalous thoughts and the no talented Jezebels. They're everywhere. So Chris Brown wanted to challenge Quavo and Jack Harlow to a 2-on-2 basketball match. And he said they knew who not to ask for that 2-on-2 basketball. That's what Chris Brown said. He said, I would have cooked Quavo and Jack on my soul. Guess they wanted some free smoke zone. Or some smoke-free zone or whatever he said. So Quavo accepted the challenge with a post of his own. He said, call next. Like clockwork, Brown responded and said, it ain't no next, I'm on now. Set it up, little Negro. You know this work different. Me and Austin Mike Broom versus the little boys. Oh, we ready. Yeah, but see, ain't it weird They can go to Fashion Week and say, I don't want to mess up my money, and they got to sit by each other. Right? Because that's the white man event. But if it's a black man show, they're going to tear the whole place up and fight each other. No respect for our own people. But for the white boys, we don't be can't mess up.
Okay, now my old just ain't gonna make a sequel. Sippin' at 1942, cause I don't do no Quavo. Freak, she like Casamigos, not the migos. Salazar stones, carrots, bulls. You did it wrong and now the gone. She post with a thug. Yeah, with a thug. Caught her phone, she won't come home. Don't beat her up. Don't beat her up. It must be the drugs. Must be the drugs. Need to cross out your plug.
So, all of a sudden, Chris Breezy ends up hitting Quavo's girl, Sweetie. And it was something crazy when Breezy revealed in the song that he put out, because they had their little diss songs going back and forth, taking little shots. Then, all of a sudden, you got Quavo start talking about don't beat your woman, going in there. And he was like, man, Chris Breezy came up with this song and the weakest link. And man, I don't know who ghost wrote that for Chris, but it was on point. Shoot, I'm about to say he beat Drake. He out here giving bars. Chris was giving him the whole smear. Talking about you slept with my ex, but I slept with your ex when she was with you. And I know that hurt you. So, then he talking about, don't talk about beating women. You on film beating a woman, beating her up on the elevator. Going back to that elevator footage of those two fighting on the elevator. So.
You a bitch in your music trash. Okay, now
Yeah, so. Now Chris Brown is gone full rapper mode. So this Weakest Link song, and he dropped that, and that's where they at right now. Each guy's dissing, but the main problem is this. Why does everybody keep messing with the same broad and getting all emotional about hoes? Dog, y'all are R&B stars. What is y'all doing? Y'all hip-hop and R&B stars. Y'all got thousands of these women in every city. Y'all act like these women mean something. These are women of the night. Who is Sweetie? Oh, she could rap. She could do this and that. Yeah, okay. Then why do they carry themselves like that? Why would you denigrate yourself like that? Why would you treat yourself like every other Instagram thought and think some guy's supposed to be in it with you to the end? If you carry yourself like a thought, like you're worthless and you just throwing your cooch to any guy that comes around, why would they think you special? And that goes to all y'all little women out there. If y'all keep throwing it around like a frisbee, you gonna get caught. And you gonna catch something. Then you just gonna be flying it around still like a frisbee, knocking these guys out. Is that's what it's about? That's what this is? Let me know. I need to know what the game is. What's wrong with people today? It's like they don't get it.
Okay, now my old just ain't gonna make.
Man, this whole game is a mess. This whole game is a mess. It's so stupid. Y'all battling each other that could get other people in trouble, shot, murdered. Quavo had already got in an incident that caused his cousin to die and split up the group's migos, messing up everybody's bag, and then losing the life of his cousin that he loved. All worthless. Arguing over crap that don't even make sense. That an innocent person had to lose their life. And you would think this would bring some sense to people. But no, their egos is too in the way. Stupidity, drugs, fame get in the way. And then you get this nonsense keep going around, spinning like a circle. And while all you young people get charged up with the beefs, y'all not realizing that these beefs are counterproductive. They're a reflection of what you see in the hood every day. And these are the people that made it and supposed to know better. They made it out the hood to these multi-million-dollar houses to act like people in the hood. They're not giving you an example of how to live when you get this. They're saying we gonna still live like idiots and do the same thing that tore down every crew, every company, every friendship, every business. And it's a fail-proof scenario saying it's not worth it. Don't even get involved. The real people that navigated this thing, they went through their thing and it was done. They ain't have time to get involved and just make a career off dissing people, because once you start going down this realm that you don't, you were never in this realm and road. So now everybody's coming at you and wants you to continuously beef. So that's the only songs you're going to end up making. Because the songs you make now, other people want to hear you beef now. That's it. That's all they're interested in. See, that's what the curse of Hit 'Em Up was doing with Tupac. Everybody want to see him in battling mode. That when he make a thought-provocative record and he don't get the reaction from it that he expected, because they screaming, hit him up in the crowd. And he was like, F you, this is a thought-provoking song. I made this for y'all, so y'all can love it. And this was when he said, you know what, I'm going to take a break from the music world. I'm going to drop this One Nation album, and I'm going to drop this introspective album. Then I'm chilling. I'm laying low from music for a while. That was going to be his plan. He was doing like this One Nation album. He had the Machiavelli album that was going to launch the album. And then that was going to be the bank. And then the Outlaws was going to follow. And then they had the One Nation album coming right behind it. And he had one introspective album that he was going to give Death Row, a Tupac album. And that was the one that was going to, stretch out throughout time and make it like a Me Against the World, but on Death Row Records under the name Tupac. That was going to go on Death Row. And then his Machiavelli stuff is going to be separate. That's his. So Suge get his album, and they good. So he was ready to do that and just go right into film. So he's like, let me record these albums so they could be done. And he had enough material for those records. Now, yeah, it's one of his last interviews, because it was like one of the last shows he had did, and the people's response was they just want to hear "Hit 'Em Up." Like they want to hear that. They don't want to hear these new introspective records. And he was like, "Man, I did this song," and he performed "I Never Call You a B Again," and that was the reason he performed it. He wanted to do something for the ladies to say, "Okay, though you can't use that excuse saying, you know, I call you a B all the time." And all that, this is why we called you that, and okay, I never call you a B again, and he made that song talking about a relationship with a man and a woman and how the man had to mature and change his ways, you know. The world is fickle. So if the world is fickle, everybody else has a right to their own thoughts and opinion. And you got to try to make your way in a figure eight, and that's just the case and the gist of it. People have got to move forward and search heaven and earth and move forward in a way that's progressive, selective, and Chris Brown and Quavo both should realize, like this was, something monumental. It was a great diss record by Chris Brown. Quavo can't follow that. He's not that kind of rapper. You know what I'm saying? It's like these two, that's what I'm saying. It's foolery of what they're doing because it don't even make sense. What they doing is just like, ugh, come on, y'all. Like what the hell? Over these hoes? That's what I'm thinking. That's why my mind is blown. Like, really? These ain't even two of the baddest women in the game. They are not. I ain't dissing them like about looks, to each his own, but for real? It's like y'all really got to grow up. I blame Quavo too for being so super sensitive about this. They ain't even mad at Offset from hitting the same chick. It's like, dog, you chose wrong. You should be happy your cousin hit that chick. If my cousin was to hit one of my girls, I'm not mad at my cousin. I'll be like, you just showed me that she is not the one for me. So I hope y'all gonna be cool because, or she, whatever, she's out of here. And then it just exposed to me that the respect level ain't there for my cousin, for me. So I gotta be guarded with him. So this exposed a lot. You learn from things. This is one thing adults are supposed to do. And y'all have setting bad examples for the young kids coming up. They seeing this spoiled ass behavior y'all got, and they gonna run out and try to emulate it. And then you got all these spoiled baby men running around pouting. So that's just some food for thought, man. Shouts out to Kwame Brown, Bus Life, Mondo Black TV. Welcome to HDI TV, Jag Sports with Jose Rodriguez, man. The Star Report. Just saying, man, just stay on top of it, man. Like everybody's out here tripping. Go to the Patreon because I'm lighting a lot of people up today. It's gonna be your hit 'em up moment today because we had to expose this whole Shine situation and the whole nine. So anyhow, I'm about y'all take it easy. Love, peace, and hair grease.